He's a dropout, he's foul-mouthed, he's controversial, he's definitely challenging the matrix.
If I can look at, my entire story in the last 37 to 38 years, I think it's a story of rebelliousness. For me, it's a story of like discovering your own path. So I hit a certain point where I'm just like, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore. I thought I could do entrepreneurship. What do I do? I said, I want to start business. So I did one SEM in SMU, and then I dropped out also. I thought it was going to be easy. I think all good decisions come from experience. All experience come from bad decisions. Unless you want to be a doctor, unless you want to be a lawyer, unless you want to be an accountant, unless you want to be an engineer or something like highly professional. My advice, if you're watching, is quit ASAP. Dive into learning about AI, learn about social media. I would advise every young person go and learn, self-learn, because first thing first, right? You must understand that there's no closing. Closing is such stupid. The close is the entire process. You cannot salvage something that's going hot shit in the last 20-30 minutes. I call it stupid in, stupid out. In martial arts, in many other things, how you begin is how you end. Stupid in, stupid out. Smart in, smart out. I think the future belongs to those who are willing to adapt and those who are willing to just notice dangers and opportunities and move. I believe the world is going to be highly, highly chaotic and disruptive. I hence stand by my position to not buy a property. I think we should go where opportunities are, away from where challenges are. You don't want to be in a position where you're stuck there and be like, my $1 million property is here. I can't leave. The number one way that makes a person fuck up, right, is a breakup. A small percentage of people do really well after a breakup. Large percentage are useless after divorce or breakup. Fuck gone. Know why? Because you transfer energy. And you can't transfer what you don't have.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the podcast. My name is Nicholas and founder of Titanic AI, here with Liu. And today we have a very special guest. He's a dropout, he's foul-mouthed, he's controversial, he's definitely challenging the matrix, and that's why we love him. He's never late, the always great Melvin Soh.
Yay, awesome. Always a dropout. That's the best way. I should ask my mom to be on this. Should be proud of me. Yes.
So, if I can look at, my entire story in the last 37 to 38 years, I would say it's a lot about, for the typical person, it's a story of rebelliousness. For me, it's a story of like discovering your own path. Now, depending whether you represent the government, the society, or the matrix, then if you represent that, you see me as a rebel. If you represent like a humanistic standpoint, which means, the process is we are all born with a soul and we are all supposed to walk our path, regardless of whatever social construct we're born into, then it is a journey of finding yourself. So imagine that you are born and, your soul wants to do different things. But, you're born into the Singapore education system and might not be aligned with whatever you want to do, right? So, I was born there and my parents wanted me to go through school. I think I'm fairly intelligent. I do very well at school. My PSL is 268. That right?
Oh, that's the same one as mine.
Look at that fucking flex.
There you go.
It's great. Then I go to Chinese High, which is now called Hua Chong. Got 8 A1s, 2 A2s, oh, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
I didn't always want to follow the rules because I'm a why kind of person. A why kind of person means if you ask me to do a rule, then I'm a reasonable person. Just explain to me why. Now, teachers are not big on explaining why. We just tell you, hey, you know what? We'll do this. Let's say why? Because I said so. Hey man, that's not a fucking reason. Because there's a rule said so. That's a circular logic. So I didn't quite do very well with that. But they can't tell me because my grades too good. So, I'm both the best student and also I get into trouble. They go to Hua Chong JC, do excellent. I'll go to the best stream. It's called the humanities stream. All my classmates are now like commissioner or police minister or some stuff like this. The goal of the stream is to get you to the overseas university. Now, other people have a class bench. Hua Chong is a really great school. Everyone has a class bench. I have a class group. My teachers are all white. And their whole goal is to get to the Oxford, Cambridge, etc. I do very well. I do 4 A's. Special paper distinction. I can go to Harvard. Basically my grades are good enough to get PSC scholarship, president's scholarship. Then I proceeded to want to drop out. At that point of time, and later we can talk about this if you want to, I had watched a movie called Fight Club. And, at that point of time, I had also thought about, what do I really want to do? I'm doing all of these for 18 years because my parents want me to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't have the money to get out of the house. So if I want to stay in the house and eat, then I must follow their rules. And so I hit a certain point where I'm just like, fuck it. I just don't want to, I don't want to do this anymore. I thought I could do entrepreneurship. I told my parents, I don't want to go to university after I finish NS. They said, oh, really? So I was fucking smart. So what do you want to do? I said, man, I want to start business. I said, oh, really? So I did one SEM in SMU. And then I dropped out also. I thought it was going to be easy. I think my story somehow inspires a lot of young people. They listen to this story and they find the confirmation and validation to drop out. They apparently have not heard the second part of the story, which is I then proceed to have 7 years of abject poverty. Because I have 4 things, just in my intro, I want to share some things. There are 4 things that you need in business. The most important thing, worth billions of dollars, are friends. When you got friends, you'll never be poor. Hopefully you have rich influential friends. I do now. Because why friends? If they're friends, they support you. if somebody has a list of 1 million, then you send out an email, let's say you open a yoga studio, right? So your yoga studio is like fucking 1 day old. I'm your friend. I send an email and say, hey man, everyone please go next to their yoga studio. Your yoga studio at the end of the day can be filled. With my just one email. So guess what? Business is very easy. Because hey, first day, packed out already. Yeah. It is possible to have that provided you have great friends. At that point in time, no friends. 20 years old, what friends I have? I got friends, but not business friends. Number two, I didn't have money. The purpose of money is to make friends. When you have money, you can make friends easy. You know, you give your host parties, you give away money for charities, you buy gifts, people take notice of you. So I didn't have money, didn't have friends, didn't have skills also. Oh my God. You know why? Because I just know how to study. I do that very well, but what the fuck is that used for in the business world? So no friend, no money, no skills, just a lot of time. Oh my God, this is horrible. So what proceeded on was like 7 years of doing a whole bunch of odd jobs. Whatever, kids camp job lah, copywriter here and there lah, you know, do this, do that, a few $100 here, $1,000 there, write some email. And it's poverty. It's one meal a day. It's really one meal a day, and there's no end in sight. And it's not 1 year. It's not 1 month. It's 1 year, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. It's like no end in sight. Now I'm like close to 27 already. 3 years away from 30 already. My mom asked me, so, motherfucker, what do you do every single day? I say, sure, this business thing. JL, where's the fucking money? I check my bank account, it's frequently double digit, triple digit. On a good month, 4 figures, like the first number is like 1,000-2,000. That goes real fast. And then it's like, you don't even talk about millionaire. It's like, I dreamt that point in time, if I can hit 10K, that'll be a dream come true. Don't even talk to it, like 10K, I'll be like, oh my God, this is so fucking good. And so with no end in sight, I eventually in 2015, I think, I met Marshall Ferber, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I taught a lot of people. I know I felt like a soul inkling, intuition to go to Melbourne, right? I didn't have money to go to Melbourne, borrow the last dollar from my dad. My dad said, no more borrowing. You fuck it up, you're your own. So I went there, really understood business. I had a mentor there called Bill Allen who took a chance on me. That's turned into a lot of things. I came back, applied a lot of principles, hit my first 4-figure month. Woohoo! Then 5 figures, oh my God. Eventually had the opportunity to promote Marshall, do a lot of great marketing things, and then everything seemed to click. So the journey has been 18 years long.
All right.
Does it have to be 18 years long? I don't know. I think people should pay me a lot of money, right? And they do. Not because I'm so fucking great, because I've walked the long road, short road, the express road, the thick road, that I can now I can tell you, please don't walk here. I walked before. Just walk here. So people I help I've helped a 21-year-old, and by downloading everything I taught him, right, in less than 3 years, get a 7-figure business. So I do for 18 years.
Get them faster.
Yeah, I really get them faster. So I also have a feeling about it because, like, wow, I wish I'd met Melvin though when I was younger. I don't want to take 7 years at like $800 a month. I just want to meet Melvin and get this shit done at 25. Get a 7-figure business. So I guess the cool thing about, I'm going to say cooler, good thing about doing this for 18 years is I know the ins and outs of the road. So I just tell people really quickly, please do this, don't do this. And the reason you should listen to me, how great I am, because I done all this stupid shit before. So that's my origin story.
I love that. You laid out so many good points, so many things I think we can touch upon deeper. You also mentioned about, students looking up to you. I think we'll come to that. But before we do, it sounds like you already know yourself very well. How do you start beginning the self-exploration journey?
Oh, by doing a lot of stupid shit. That's I think all good decisions come from experience. All experience come from bad decisions. So I think without doubt, right, to understand yourself, you must first put yourself in situations. Otherwise, we hypothesize about ourselves. So hypothesize means we sit there without any experience, without any knowledge. We think that we know. Now, the real thing of entrepreneurship and why I'm against a lot of fancy theory, right, is because, like, I've been rejected before. I do this for real. When you do it for real, nothing is perfect. Nothing is as it seems. Nothing is like the fucking YouTube video. Just those are hypothetical situations. When you're in the real situation, right, it's kind of like a fight. The opponent doesn't behave the way you planned. And also, you don't behave, right? Like, first round, let's say do a 5-round fight. First round, you punch his face, then you can't break already. Oh, that was not planned for. Like, oh shit, man, how lah? So nothing planned. And so, what I kind of realized, right, is you only truly know yourself under imperfect, challenging, pressurizing situations. Because then you get to see yourself. You give up, you stay true, do you persevere? I learned a lot about myself in those 7 years. You see, thinking back, like 7 years is like, wow, well, they're very okay. But the challenging thing about 7 years is in the middle of it, you do not know how long it is. That's the thing. Now I look back, I tell you 7. But yeah, if I'm in the middle, let's say we have the fucking worst hurricane now, and we are here, right? We got no idea how long we're going to stay here. It might be whatever, might be a whole day, might be the whole week. Like, you have no clue when it starts. No one hands you a note and say, hey man, just end it off for another 5 hours. You know, it's going to end soon. There's nothing.
Yep.
And it's a long time. And, you know, in those moments, then I just think my adversity quotient is more than other people. I look at them, I know, you know, it's 7 months. Much less 7 years.
How do you know this?
I can just see by their vibe. You know, I think these days a lot of maybe podcasts, YouTube videos, they make entrepreneurship seem easy. And it is true. There's a lot of things that you can shortcut. But there are some things that life cannot prepare you for. And under those adversity, then I can just tell that some people are just not gonna
cut out for it.
They are not gonna persevere through. They quit. It's a long time, man.
Yep.
So that's the one thing. What I traded in for time, I gather in character and adversity. So I know, right, when I look at another person, I know he's gonna quit before I quit. Anyway, what I do? Send me back to a few $300 a month and the culture, but I do it for already. So I'm not scared.
How do you like tell yourself and convince yourself to keep going during those moments? Like even your parents was telling you to like do
you don't answer. A lot of people ask me this question. During a period of time, right, it's kind of like commitment. It's like you cannot turn back. Every year that passes, right, I can't go back to SM. Right? I mean, quit already. Like every year that passes, it's like, hey, sorry guys, I don't quit already. Can I come back? They cannot also, right? And you're down that path. So you just got to persevere through. You just got to hang on tight and carry on through.
And your parents was like telling you to.
I was fucking stupid. And like they remind me every single day. That's the one thing you need to know also. You know, that in the middle of your journey, there are people that represent, and it's not on their fault. They want the best for you, but they represent society. They repeat what the matrix says. And remember, in those moments, right, it will, because they care about you, want you to not follow your soul's calling. And they will tell you, stupid lah, don't be dumb lah. They challenge everything about you. Then towards the end, you have to decide whether you want to listen to yourself or you want to listen to them. You listen to them, it's kind of like, you know, the matrix takes over. You will find a cushy, comfortable job, take your salary and know that you never went for it. But if you listen to yourself, then they are going to make you wrong at every step. The only time they support you, right, is when you make it. Then they are like your biggest fans. I knew you fucking hell could make it, brother. I always thought you could. A number of people that told me, right, how much they believe in me afterwards. It's a lot. I always thought you had it in you. Oh, really? Motherfucker, I didn't see your ass during the...
Were you?
Yeah, man, they're there. You know, so I'm very grateful to the people that took a chance on me at the lowest point. Remember, everyone's a fan when you're hot. You see whether in the build-up, whether they stay by you.
That is so true. How about like, because a lot of people, they don't know that, you know, you scored 262 at age 266 and you had all these grades. So a lot of people who are maybe just average BC kind of students, when they hear about the story, they get excited. They want to jump into something like this. They want to quit their job or they want to quit their education. What would you say to them? You know,
I say I'm very concerned. So they got me on a podcast recently and had me do a share. And if anyone's watching this in this day and age, very controversial, but once I explain, it's a very sensible topic. I want everyone, right, unless you want to be a doctor, unless you want to be a lawyer, unless you want to be an accountant, unless you want to be an engineer or something like highly professional, my advice, if you're watching, is quit ASAP and go and dive into self-learning, dive into learning about AI, learn about social media. I would advise every young person who is not wanting to be a professional, and I will publicly say this. Last time I kind of hinted at it. These days I give less of a fuck. I advise them to immediately on the side go and learn, self-learn, because I'm concerned about Singapore's future. I'm concerned about their future, and I think it get worse. Let me explain. Number one, I have a group of entrepreneur friends. They're Singaporeans. We all have one common agreement. We'll never hire Singaporeans. The reason we don't hire Singaporeans a long time ago is because there used to be a Singapore education system advantage. Singaporeans cost more because we go to better schools in overseas or our local schools are better, and therefore that justifies why pay Singaporeans more. Now all of this is gone with AI. Now in the age of AI and content creator, we look for people that have the most creative ideas. Singaporeans are still going to schools to get degrees to impress who? I can tell you that I've gone to so many businesses and so many entrepreneurs, and they don't give a fuck about the degree. And so, like, if you are studying right now and you get your degree 7 years later, like, they right now do not care about the degree anymore. So you're studying to impress a person that's not even impressed now. It only gets worse. And all the people that I speak to, right, all you uniformly have one thing in common. They all want to hire either Malaysians or Filipinos. Why? Because people are on the front edge. They know how to use AI, you know how to do a whole bunch of things. And it costs less. Nobody wants to hire Singaporeans. We all sit down and say the same thing. Might be a controversial thing. Might be something that get me a bunch of comments below. Really, they all just whether you like it or don't like it, they all say the same thing. In private, don't hire Singaporeans. Cost too much money. Singaporeans come in 3, 4, 5K, but at the same time, at the end of the day, they want to go home early, entitled.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all, just saying, and then so you cost a lot. You don't get as much done as maybe a Malaysian or the Filipino. Then at the end of the day, the next thing also is are you really as cutting edge in the areas of social media and AI and many other things that companies need these days? No. So let me just put it straight. You want a lot of money, you don't have the best attitude, and you're not very good. Who want to hire? Now, people might watch this and get real pissed off. It's fine. But remember, our unemployment rate is getting higher and higher. And this is right now. And of course, it's getting higher and higher. Who wants to hire these people? So what's my point? I'm not shitting on Singaporeans. I'm just saying this system is broken. You can listen to me and pivot and learn some skills. So you can go to these companies and say, I can do these bunch of things. Relevant skills. Or you can continue getting your degree and impress no one now. And you'll get worse later. And you'll be very, very disappointed. And then later on, guess what will happen? You will still learn those skills. At 25, 26. And now you'll be years behind. So listen to me. Don't listen to me. Flame me in the comments. I don't give a shit. But if you don't like the truth, remember, I'm just a messenger. And it's clearly evident on so many dev websites that a lot of Singaporeans are unemployed. The only industries, right, where they'll continue to hire Singaporeans, they have degrees also. Finance. Some high level of MNC business areas. Doctor, lawyer, engineer. I don't want a fucking street engineer to build my building. My collection. So I don't want a fucking street doctor. Street doctor is called a drug dealer, right there. Hey, what's your experience? I don't know. I just do this a lot, man. You have a degree? No. No. What street lawyer? Sure, I will go to jail. So there are some professions where they benefit from having a degree. Most of them, no. They benefit from my experience. You think about it. You come out with mass comm. He's done content for 4 years. Who should I hire today? Mass comm do what? What's the fucking mass comm for? The degree can do what? Yeah. Right? So he done for 4 years also. Oh, I hired suddenly come. You understand, right? So it is what it is. I am here to share the truth. This is what they say. We don't want to hire Singaporeans. The degrees use. So
I relate to that a lot. Yeah. I actually freed up quite a lot of cash flow in my business by just removing the Singaporeans, freed up a pool. Then I hired some virtual assistants at $2 per hour.
Oh my god! See, hey guys, in case you don't like it, I remember he's one of these fucking people. Everyone hate me, all these fucking TikTok trolls. What are you trying to say? Oh yeah, remember, you can hate on me, don't make it wrong.
I hired them and then equipped them with some SOPs by Michael Young.
Well, he is representing my point. Exactly.
Yeah, and anyway, you mentioned just now about that adversity quotient, and I think that's really important, because you went through all that in 7 years. But for the people that you're coaching right now, you're giving them shortcuts to your wisdom.
Yeah.
And do you see that as it's good for them, but maybe it might be a downside in terms of building their character?
Yeah, they do have that area as a issue, and that's why I support them through. You can give people skills. You literally tell them what to do. You better buy them the fucking equipment, but they won't do it. Because their character is weak. And that's what I'm there to support them through. I find that some of them are afraid of rejection. So you have the equipment, you give them the contact, you give them the fucking plate to send the person, they don't send. Why they scared? What if I get rejected? I say, fuck, it's part of the process. Of course you will get rejected. Even pretty girls get rejected. So I have to support them through the entire process also. I find that in this day and age, it's not the tools that's a problem. It's not even messages that's a problem. It's not even the method that's a problem. It's a lot to do with character. Character cannot, AI can replace. But I can give you the tool. I can give you the message. I can tell you what to do. You won't fucking do it. Why? Because you're a pussy. Because your head is weak. Or else you are lazy. Or whatever. You just got inner conflict. So that one AI cannot resolve. You got to go and resolve on your own also. So I find that a lot of times, right, I'm giving them the techniques and methods also, and I'm supporting them through a challenging process
Mm.
and celebrating every step with them also. So, I'm part therapist, part business coach.
What do you feel about masculinity today?
Masculinity today is in trouble. I think the reason is because people are very far removed from what the idea of being a masculine person is.
How do you define it?
So the first thing, right, is long time ago. Great question. 2008, 2009, right, as a person that was about to drop out of school, and I went to study a lot of stuff about, society, societal conditioning, and I went to read up, right, about like masculinity. So what does it mean to be a man? No, back then in 2008, 2009, there was a pickup artist movement. There were a lot of guys that were teaching on how to get girls, and I was actually a marketer for a dating coach even, and the whole day they're just like, go out. Here's how you talk to a girl to get a phone number. Here's how you go on a date. Here's how you sleep with her. And so there were a lot of tactics about this also. But after a while, I was like, kind of like, what does it really mean to be a man? That's the one thing that people cannot uniformly agree. So I went to actually research books, specifically in the area of masculine energy, and away from just sleeping with as many chicks as possible, away from just getting phone numbers as much as possible. What does it really mean to be a man? And so if you look back on ancient times, right, what it really means to be a man is a man. So both genders and both energies are important. Women nurture and lead, right? This is like ancient fact. So men are supposed to lead and protect. This is why, we call it protect and serve. Lead, they protect, they hold the context, they go out there, they're supposed to hunt, women nurture and care, which is important. That's not important. One is outer, one is inner. Does that kind of make sense? If you have outer, no inner, it's kind of like, you have attack, no defense, then you lose. But if you only defend and you don't attack, then you also lose. Right? So both are equally important. And I think that was how the balance was really important. Now, I kind of realized that this balance of, somebody leads and protects and provides was turned upside down with the modernization, feminism, and opportunities for women. Because before, it's like the woman stay at home, you make the money, you come back. We all understand this dynamic. But this goes out the window these days, and why we're in this situation, and why I even asked that question also, is because now women can make all fucking money. And now the women are, got more opportunities, they get smarter, and do a whole bunch of these kind of things. So all of a sudden, right, they don't need your provision. Oh, but in a way, they also still want you to provide. Wow, they were confusing. Male brain very slow. Okay? If you take a look at it, right, women, yes, they make their own money, but quite often when they go on a date, not saying some of the modern women, but quite often when they go on a date, they would like the man to still pay. But now the men confused also. So, hey, come on, man, you got your own fucking money, so why I pay? Shit, sometimes the women make more money than the men. So now it turns everything topsy-turvy also. Now, women still want a man to lead, but it doesn't mean that they're incapable of leading themselves. Well, this dynamic too complicated for guys already. Then they're like, okay, so I don't quite get it. You got money, so you pay. How does this work out? And so we are in a state right now of confusion. Men don't know how to be men because in a way they are not used to dealing with the liberated woman or the empowered woman. So it's like the state is very, very bad. And so you got a few 3 to 4 scenarios. Number one, you got to check the mail. Don't want to play area, fuck it. But don't know how to deal with this also. I quit. Then number 2, right, you have the simp. Right? The simp is a person who decide to, okay, in this game, I'm just trying to make her as happy as possible. Now the problem with simping is it never really works. You might get taken for a ride, you might get rejected, but it never works also. Because I guess women don't want a doormat. Your house already got doormat, right? So that's another one. Then you have the red pill. The cynical people to take. Yes, man. All these are just I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna get very far. Wanting something and simultaneously it's so it's like, right? Actually, I want a coffee, but I hate the coffee. So man, this coffee sucks. It's like I don't understand. How does this kind of work out? So what is quit, right? So think about it. What is quit? What is to surrender? What is to be angry? And what do you think the last one is? So the last one is to be empowered. Be educated to understand how this is. And I don't get asked that question often, but I have a great answer for how men can do this. I know it's complicated. Because last time it was like they do this, you do this, it's all nice and peaceful. And now their liberation and empowerment creates a lot of confusion. And so we need to have an age of the empowered male, the enlightened male, and here's how you deal with the enlightened woman. And I think not enough information is put out there. So you only get out information in the 3 parts, right? The first one, see videos of men say, fucking modern dating sucks, I quit. Yeah, there's. Number 2, you got the red pill people. These bitches are fucking prob. Here's how you upset. And then you got sim behavior. Sim behavior, I put a show video, but it's just simple. So we are just left with these three. We don't have a lot of the fourth, which is an empowered male, and here's how you do it.
That's true. There's also a lot of flack online that, comes for women saying how their expectations have increased so much and how guys kind of stay the same. And of course, with them getting better jobs, better education, I don't think that's the problem that we are going for here or that we are concerned about, but how we kind of approach these things.
And you cannot put it back inside the box also. What you going to do? Oppress them again? It's not going to happen. You can sit around and bitch about, hey, things were different. Like, okay, so it's not going to go back. It's like AI.
Yeah.
Once you upload that test, we can't go back to a time. So, I mean, we just, keep the show going, man. Keep this fucking thing moving and just adapt. Adapt and, and it's really a bad thing also that women are like enlightened. So just want a bunch of oppressed, silenced women. So,
it's more of a reflection of the guy that wants these kind of girls, right? In a way.
yeah.
Passport bros.
Yeah, I think at the same time, it's like, you really want your chick to just stay at home and not say a word. Some of them are quite like intelligent and classy and creative and artsy people, No, I just want you to keep quiet, stay in the kitchen. Really? I'm gonna hire a maid. Right? So, but then there's a challenge about the feminine. If you encourage them to share, they will share. Then you can. That's the key. So it's like, be careful what you wish for. So I think we are in a situation, just to answer your first question, is this man cannot handle. They can handle, but nobody has prepared them. They are not used to dealing with this. And so, it's like we have a whole bunch of guys that used to lift 10 kilos. Now the weight is lifted to 30 kilos. Everyone's like, that's our state of.
What about, like you mentioned about, upskilling and meeting the needs of women at where they are today? What about like empathy, EQ, things like that where men are maybe not hitting them up?
Yeah, I think every man has the possibility, minus conditions that some people have, and I'm quite sure they know how to, they might get some help to overcome it. But I think, okay, what is EQ? What is empathy? It usually is developed, right, as a result of going out to meet people. If you stay at home and watch videos, or play games, or don't talk to people, or talk to AI only, you're not going to develop your empathy. So you just got to conclude that you have no empathy and EQ. But these are things that you have to go out and interact with people, you see.
Yeah.
So in an age of so much digitalization, the ironic thing, right, is you still cannot remove from the fact that you learn the best by going out to do real things instead of watch things or play with things or play with yourself. You are going to go out and you have to do it, but people don't want to go out because what if I get rejected? What if I doesn't? See, now we're back to the same fucking problem again, which is the fear. So remember, I can give you the tools, I can give you the skills, I can give you everything, but in real life, you get rejected. Nice when it doesn't go well, you'll be stupid and do stupid things the first few times. Must be okay with it also.
Yeah.
And these days the problem is social media, AI, they celebrate success so much. Nobody wants to look stupid. But you know what? That's the way I come in also. So I dropped out. I done it for 7 years. I got no fucking issues looking.
Yeah.
I don't care. What do I do? It literally just start by introducing, well, he's a dropout. So that's great actually, because that's fantastic, because then I got nothing to what? Lose. Got nothing to lose at. It's like, like my identity even to myself, right, is, guys, I'm a dropout already. I got nothing to lose. I got no fancy title to uphold. Then because I have that identity, I've already spent 7 years, paying $800 a month, eat one meal a day. I come from the streets, son. I don't mind.
Yeah.
And so that mentality, right, is the reason why I don't give a shit. And that's why I do it. I say, fuck it. What's something you want to do? Let's go and do it. So I don't feel like, oh, there's an image. I didn't come from an Ivy League school or corporate background or something to uphold.
Yeah. I think I like that you don't have that white horse about you as well.
Yeah.
And it's easy to kind of put you out there as someone that you can, that there's a bit more vulnerable and there's someone that's...
Yes, people think it's a very aggressive story, but it's actually a vulnerable story. It's like, my parents stay at Bukit Batu. Yes. I recently went back for like an evening or so. I went back to sleep on the couch. Because now I haven't gone back in a long time. Everyone has their own fucking room. So I don't even have my room. I was back on the couch. I know, if this fucking thing doesn't work out, it's okay. There's a couch there. In Bukit Batu waiting for free. I slept there. It was reasonably cool. I thought about like, wow, this was the place where I slept for years and years.
Yeah.
It's okay, man. I don't want to go back, but if need be, I've done it before. A lot of people feel a lot of shame and whatever. Cool, man. I've done it before. I can do it again. I can rebuild everything again. It's fine.
I think that's where your own version of masculinity comes from. Besides the reading, your own experience, how you stack all those small wins, you build and you learn, you grow. What about the times where you were dating coach as well? What has that taught you? What was the most interesting thing that you've learned?
Yeah.
The answer.
I don't know if that's alone the most interesting thing, but there's a lot of things. I was not the dating coach. I was the marketer to the dating coach as well. And during that period of time, I kind of realized a lot of different things. I think this is interesting, and I kind of introduce and share a lot about that, especially the women, which is kind of funny as well. Because now I coach a lot of empowered women, and they are out there, wanting to build an organization, etc. So I think the funniest thing that I can tell you, right, is I find myself the most ridiculous teaching dating to women. But using dating as a metaphor for how to approach people, deal with rejection, which is the fucking funniest thing also. Because it's like, I would never have thought my time as a dating coach or helping a dating coach, I would now be teaching these skills to women, especially like really good looking women. So let me tell you, first of all, I help a lot of good looking women, and there's one thing that they all universally have in common. They have no idea how the dating process works. You know why not? They sit there, people come. First, get no idea how to approach people, have fear of rejection, get rejected, and how to follow up. Because their entire lives are just sitting there and people come already, and then they just select people. It's the fucking funniest thing ever. So I need to tell them, hey guys, but now in their business, I need to tell them, hey, you need to approach people out there. Or you can't just wait on it. Huh, really? What if they reject me? Oh, I say, man, hey, you see, this is insane. I say, you look at my face, I've been through a lot of rejection. So I think I'm okay. I look okay, but I'm not Adam Levine. I'm not a fucking Brad Pitt. So you go up there, you got to put yourself out there, you get rejected half of the times, and it's okay. It is perfectly okay. But you know what? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I got to tell them, you got to go out there and do it. So to my point, number one, you got to realize you got to give it a go. The price of selection is rejection. There's a very deep thought I had yesterday. You got to choose, right? Because remember, if you sit there, people choose you, so you just wait. But the price of selection is rejection. So if you want to choose, not everyone will say yes. But if you don't want, then you can sit there and wait. But I like selection more. And I understand, as you choose something, the price of selection is rejection. But I'd rather be the selector than the selected. So I tell them first. So I understand, most of the time as a guy, unless you're fucking good looking and then people can't find you. You are the selector. You try to select, you try to find. But the price is rejection. And it's going to happen. At the start, if you don't have all your shit together, then in a way you're going to get rejected because you're not high value. So as simple as that. You don't have your internal shit right, your external shit right, and and women are going to choose the best option for themselves. And they should choose the best option for themselves. Right? If they're going to marry a person, I mean, if you go and eat, will you choose the best food for yourself, right? We choose the best, or I'm fucking coffee, I choose the best coffee. So they are born entitled to make the best selection for themselves. And so if you are right now looking in the mirror and you are probably not the best version of yourself, then don't be surprised that they say no. Because why? They are not in the business of mercy fucking. They just, you need something, then therefore must provide. No, they gotta always choose the best. So that's a first realization that I kind of have. Second of all is rejection. It's part and parcel of, and sometimes it's not even rejection to you in general. It might be, interested in guys. They already have a boyfriend. They genuinely feel that this is not the right time. They genuinely, despite your desired interests, you're just not the right person for them. And that's fine. Sometimes they reject the timing, reject the opportunity. And yes, it could be they reject you also. But it's all a variety of it. And then guess what? The third thing I kind of realized is there's abundance. There is actually absolutely abundance. The enemy of mediocre, the enemy of great is mediocre. Which means if you're in a situation where you have a relationship and it's kind of like, there's actually someone out there way, way better. And, when you are in a place where you cannot choose or your head is screwed on wrongly, you think that this is the best. I got to make it work. No, you don't. There's someone better outside. That's the difference. And you don't see that until you're in a place of abundance.
I think that ties in very well with like teaching a salesperson, right? They so skills. Yeah.
It is fucking the same. This is why I think I now have the sudden realization, from a universe standpoint. In my time in dating, was not to teach dating. I don't want to fucking teach it also. Sometimes when people ask me, I share. But I use these lessons in sales most of the time. I use a dating context, right? Because somehow I guess we're more excited also. I talk about sales, everyone. I talk about dating, everyone gets real excited, but the lessons are the same. If you're stuck with a client that goes nowhere, remember there are better people out there. And the price of selection is rejection. You're gonna get rejected also. It's fine.
How do you parallel like a date versus an appointment? How would a typical sales appointment be structured?
Dating and sales are the same, just that outcome is different. At the end of dating, you might want to take out, sleep together, be in a relationship, whatever you choose. So the outcome in terms of sales is the fact that you want to sell and a long-term client. Hopefully, right? Unless you're just a customer transaction. And it is exactly the same. People need a process to go through to convert from stranger to somewhat trusted to I want to give you money. Same as a gal needs to go from who the fuck is this guy to actually, oh, he's kind of cool, to I like this guy, to proceed on with whatever the heck she wants to do with this guy. Right? That is a process. And our goal in a sales process or a dating process is a conversion process. There are things that you need to do to walk through a conversion hoops, one hoop to another hoop to another hoop, stage by stage by stage. And if you do it smoothly, you do it not smoothly, you take a short time to do it, you take a long time to do it, you still gonna go through the same processes. If you fail, either a prospect or your conversion sucks. That's it. And it's a process. And how do you know you're good at this? Well, you just ask your result. If after people talk to you, they buy, great converter. If after people talk to you, they buy, I mean, you also convert. You convert them to not buy. Right? They want to buy, they talk to you, they don't buy. Well, I guess you've converted. Quite good persuader, just an anti-persuader.
I think the Diary of a CEO podcast founder was also saying like, your setbacks, your failures are just like another data set for you to kind of reanalyze what's going wrong.
Yes, and I think that's important also. I think it's important to reflect after a sales call. For all the guys that you don't have any girls, please go reflect after your shitty date. It's probably worthwhile. You can think also. You can think, ask someone, say, what the heck did I do wrong? Confirm some fucked up in the conversion process and confirm it. And guess what? Mistakes not corrected are repeated. So some people say, that was a shitty girl. Oh, really? Bro, I bet if you don't fix process, you can go on a date again. 100% tell you what happen again.
What are some hoops that like the salesperson has to go through to like improve their conversion rates?
First thing first, right? You must understand that there's no cold closing. Cold closing is such a fucking stupid term. The close is the entire process. And it begins first and foremost with the beginning. How they perceive and regard you at the start is part of the close. You cannot salvage something that's going hot shit in the last 20, 30 days. Right? If your date is going trash and you're like, oh my God, let's whip out the magic card now. Cool. In the last 20, 30 days, there's nothing. It's gone. In fact, it's usually gone faster than you ever think so. I call it stupid in, stupid out. Which means if you begin wrong, so in martial arts, in many other things, how you begin is how you end. So what people want, right, is they think that they can begin foolishly, unintelligently, not strategically, and somehow magically end strategically. It doesn't happen. Stupid in, stupid out. Smart in, smart out. So if you do not begin with the end in mind, good old 7 Habits of Highly Effective People right here, Stephen Covey, you're going to end up stupid at the end. So stupid in, stupid out. What got you in that position? Unintelligently, you cannot close it, because if you can close intelligently at the end, you could be intelligent at the start. So you got to convince you could be dumb at the end, but dumb at the start, intelligent at the end. It doesn't happen. So we got to understand that it happens at the beginning. How you're perceived, how you build up your authority, how you do all of these things, you got to do it properly also. So perceive it in the right light. You only perceive, so every time a person meets another person, they do 3 levels of status. There's status up, status match, status down. And if you don't do this right, your status down. So what? That wasn't it. When a person comes in, right, we perceive them. Is this person on the same level as myself? Right? We look at them, look at the way they talk, we look at their credibility, we look at their pre-frame. If we know anything about them, then we go, oh, this person same or higher. If same or higher, they feel very, very nice. Hey, nice to meet you. Right? They're all sweet and nice to you. Yeah. But if they status down, then they're like, hey, why are you here? Oh my God, there's a fucking nightmare already. Most salespeople don't realize that they fail right at the start, because their salesperson frame is horrible. It's status down. This is why it's so important to do branding, videos, content, a whole bunch of things, so that you at least status match or status up. That's the first key. When they at least perceive you in the right status, that's cool. Then now during the process, depends on how much they know about you. Are you able to let them know who you are? Cover the origin story, walk through their pains and problems, talk about the benefits, really guide them through the process, create an offer that, they feel safe and certain enough to take up, and then smoothly transition them towards the sale. If you're able to do that, this is like a beautiful piano set or magic show. If you're able to do that, naturally it happens. But if you fuck the first step up, which means your status down. Now they feel they're tolerating you by getting on the call. Horrible start. That gets worse if you like fuck up the rest. It's dead by about 20 minutes in. Then you're like, by closing, let's pull up this close. They're a little homosy at the end. It's not going to help. Because she's dead already. Same thing with the girl. If you get the front part wrong, which means you are in friend zone, you forget it. It's either friend zone, match, but she match in terms of friend, or worse, she thinks you are low status. Then this game is over already. This will not improve it. Because the way you start, remember what I said? Martial arts, the way you start is the way you end. So if you start wrong already, it's gone. It's gone. Don't even pursue. Game over, bro. You can go on a date. No, it's gone already.
Tell us more about like how maybe a salesperson can sell a high ticket offer, like when, let's just say, customers say, oh, it's too expensive. How do you differentiate like value and price?
I think you sell a high ticket by literally going through the step that I talked about just now. First and foremost, high ticket is side by side with high value. High value has to do with the product and the offer and also the person. So remember, money is an effect of feeling value. So I feel that this is high value, I'm going to give a lot of money. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. So if you want a lot of money, first of all, you got to have a high value product. Sometimes you are the product, and also communicate in a high value manner. If you do so, then they will pay the money. So it's really critical. So right at the start, this is why you got to do your branding and stuff. So put forth yourself as a high value person. They also design a product that they can see and clearly deliver the results. When you do so and you not communicate, you're a high value person and your product can really do amazing things, you will find the money to pay. Absolutely also. So look, just classic example, Lamborghini. High value product for the people that care. Not to me, because I don't give a fuck about a car. But for them, it's a high value product. It's communicated and sold in a high value manner. High value manner, high value product. Same as Rolex, fancy watches. You kind of notice the way people sell Casio watches, freely available, right? Sometimes just random salesperson there. Always I have a promotion. Not very high value way of promoting. Versus AP and many other expensive watches. Guy in a suit, always unavailable, always on the waiting list. Limited quantity. They press every fucking persuasion button. Robert Cialdini's book, Urgency, Scarcity, Authority, press button. Go in there, never available. So there's a high value way of communication. I'm not saying you need to do that for your clients. Just there are high value and low value ways of communication. This is the same for dating.
So true. What about your own experiences with love and dating as a whole?
Well, I had a divorce before. I think specifically I was together with my ex-wife for a good amount of time. I think during that period of time, my biggest realization was very simple. My biggest realization is people go through stages in life. And this is why having a relationship is really challenging. Because a relationship is to relate to a person. Now, the challenge becomes not the person you date at the start. Is as they evolve. The relationship stays only if you evolve in the same direction. Sometimes it's not because of, personality differences. Let's hope you don't become a degenerate person or whatever the fuck. But let's just say you want different things later. Now we evolve together or evolve apart. At that point of time, she wanted different things from myself. But I wanted to, commit to the work that I want to do. And she wanted a kid and many other things. So, and that became a source of tension also, for us also.
For sure.
Right? And so my entire idea now is I'm very clear. It was painful. I had a couple of years of drinking a lot and not being in the right state of mind. So I took it pretty hard because we were together for very long. Right? But I have the realization now, very simple, that I am committed. I'm so committed that you guys call me homeless at the start. Yeah, because I'm committed to the craft and the work that I want to do. So my first thing when I go on a date, right, is I go and tell them, this is the way it is. But what's the number one criteria you look for in a person? It's not how hot, how big their tits are, how nice their ass is, how long their legs is, none of these.
Understanding.
The number one thing, right, is the acceptance and the understanding of my work. Because this is what I committed to also. So please understand, I know it sounds cool for some people. They think, oh, this is very interesting and I like the way he is. If you like the way I teach and talk, maybe you should be a student or a client. But you have to understand, if you date me, like this is the way I live. This is not show. So if you want to come in and then afterwards proceed to convert and change, Say, hey, you know what? I see this person. I want to go in there and I want him to be the idealized version of myself. I think you're going to be very disappointed because this is not an act. And so, like, number one criteria I look for, right, is a person that's understanding of the work that I do. Because if they don't, then I suggest watch the videos or attend the classes. Because you remember, there's a difference between what you think a musician is and dating a musician. Because when you date a musician, he got the right thing on it. He
On the road.
he in studio, he has to perform. So if you just like the performance, I think you should watch the show. Right. So and then I have decided after the divorce, you know what, I want to full on commit into this. I have a bunch of money, I don't have kids. What do I value? I value this work.
How do you deal with the loneliness that comes with this work?
I do go out with people, but at the end of the day, and you know, it is challenging also. In relationships and stuff as well. It is absolutely challenging. Because not everyone is the most understanding. However, I just work. I just work. I like it when there are things that I study and I design and it comes out well. I think that's the best like creation you can bring from. Maybe without kids, that's the best.
Feels you.
That's my baby lah. If you can see it, right? It's you bring something to life also. And it is what it is. I've come to realize also unaligned relationships are probably worse off than being by yourself.
Yeah, fair enough.
To be genuinely honest. Yeah, because I have gone and like met people that are not very aligned, and of course then they get upset about the work that I do. Then I'm just like, you know what, actually I stay by myself better. The gym and no stress, ice bath and are quieter.
What gets you excited? You know, what are you currently building towards, and you know, like that gets you that motivation to like give results to your clients?
I'm very concerned and worried about the future. I am concerned and worried about the state of society and our future and livelihoods as humans with AI. Both from let's start from the biggest, the Skynet perspective. I think they have been fucking around with AI for a long time. I think they only choose what they want to tell us. Usually by the time they tell you, it's usually useless, declassified information. So it's like, yeah. It's kind of like you hang out with a friend, you know, fucked up things. By the time they tell you, it's like 3 months later. So it's like, breaking news. Not breaking, bro. not breaking at all. Breaking to you. So I'm very concerned about the livelihood, first of all, of the human civilization, then also of jobs and disruption and all of these things also. That's why I constantly tell people, hey man, I really don't think we get any security from government structures and society, because I don't think government can stop AI and all these kind of things. Right? What can they do? It's perceived illusion of security. Very, very concerned about these things. I think the future belongs to those who are willing to adapt and those who are willing to just notice dangers and opportunities and move. So I mentioned all of these points also because I believe the world is going to be highly, highly chaotic and disruptive. I hence stand by my position to not buy a property. So that it can be easy to have mobile and flow with both danger and opportunity. I think to go where opportunities are, away from where challenges are. You don't want to be in a position where you're stuck there and be like, my $1 million property is here, I can't leave. So I think that's that. But at the same time, there are a lot of wonderful things that you can build and create. I think the world is not defined. Before, the world was very circular. Because why? You build something, you read books from before, they tell you what to do, and it's all circular. Now we just need to admit one thing. We know what the fuck we're doing. There's no board AI, right? There's both AI, but no one actually knows what the fuck is going on there. Right? So the frontier is brave new world. So then it comes to people who are just be like, all right, I don't know, let's fuck it, let's go try. That's it, That's why I'm very concerned about people in the Singapore education system. Because the Singapore education system is a closed loop. Study things that were written before, and they operate in a loop. But the closed loop works, right? Provided there's no new information. But now what's the loop? There's loop. Government also don't know what the hell will happen next time. Oh, nobody fucking knows. So the answer is what? We all need to admit, we don't fucking know. If you don't know, that was the only answer. We fuck around, we'll figure out.
Tell us about your biggest clients' results that you're most proud of.
Oh, tons are just like, my biggest client results are very simple. It's literally the fact that I coach a lot of speakers, coaches, consultants, sales leaders, right? And the large majority of them are still around. So you go and ask any other coach around the whole of Asia. Ask them to show you a client list and ask one very simple question. Not how much they make, how many of them are still active. they will go absolute fucking really silent. You know why? Well, most of them got a result for a while and then they disappear. Mine are not only active, they are better than ever before. Which means they're active, they're grown, they're doing excellent, they're doing well every single day. So it's like my greatest flex, right? Despite not having a house, car, and much, right? Is I have the most ridiculous list of clients, all of whom I've helped before and are doing way better than ever before. And I'm more than happy to attribute their success to our time together. So it's like, if I'm a coach, right, and I coach fighters, I have the most number of champions who are just like existing fighters or even like retired also, doesn't matter. I coach the most number of champions. It's undisputed. It's pretty undisputed. To the degree that some of the people that are active in the scene now, right, also my clients. So the people that are in the same industry as me are also people that paid me before. Without a shadow of a doubt, I have the greatest list. Right? Because it's just one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. It's literally the who's who list. Now, some of them want me to talk about it, some of them don't. Some of them, and that's kind of interesting also. Sometimes you help people and afterwards they say, hey, why don't you share about it?
Mm.
I'm like, so I don't play the video that you shot for me. And some of them do. And it's fine. But there's not a single person, right, with even at least 20% of my list.
So we can summarize what you're telling me, because if we zoom out and look at you from the meta perspective, right, we see like, wow, your lifestyle is quite crazy. You're doing all this, you drive yourself in work. This guy, does he even take care of his own emotional needs? But then actually his emotional needs have now, from a romantic sense, been suppressed or been just drowning in work because you find it so meaningful to you.
I would say drowning. Drowning implies I'm dying. There are days when I feel that way, but I don't know. I just thought about it. Would I rather do anything else? No way. It's great. I like reading. I chill. I do biohacking. But at the same time, like, yeah, I am happy when they win.
That's good.
Yeah, because like I would say, like, literally that's my greatest
joy.
That's all I have. Think about it. If I work so much through our business do well, but what is the other kind of like fulfillment I get? Yeah, wins. Otherwise, I have nothing else really. What do I flex? My hotel room. My hotel room also not permanent. My Grab rides. My lack of a watch. I'm wearing a t-shirt. So like I also need some things to provide some kind of validation for myself. So
How do you handle so many clients, and what is your onboarding process like?
I think different clients come in with different needs. I think if you're good at something, you get straight to the heart of the matter and repeat until they get it. I think there is a process. I think the process is important. I also feel that sometimes these clients, they come in because specifically they have a problem that other people cannot solve, that they want to be solved. And so I'm very good at reading the heart of the problem and just saying it in a way until they get it. And I think that's really important. Because if they're looking for a generic process, so many people do generic stuff. But they're looking for like the hard truth, the precise pinpoint, this is what your fucking problem is. Say it in a way that they can awaken. So I think that's why I do exceptional.
Why do you think that you've survived for so long and you've been so successful and even more successful now, more than ever? And why is it so hard to copy you? What are the skill sets that make it incredibly difficult to?
I think it's possible to mimic and replicate, right? Because you have to then go through that 7-8 years of paid. So you want to go through that? These people, yes. But even by you signing up to go through 7-8 years of paid, right? And there's 7-8 years, right? You wouldn't be the same. But because remember, I have to go through with no end in mind. So no outcome in mind. So I think you kind of realize also that that the reason that they can't replicate also is because it's a combination of skill, it's a combination of experience, it's a combination of bad decisions, it's a combination of mistakes, it's a combination of reflection, and a combination of like triumph also. And so a lot of coaches these days, right, they have not gone through the hardship. So I don't know what the fuck they're coaching from. They're coaching from some stuff that they attended a class, Russell Brunson event they attended, some course they bought or a book. Not saying the information is bad, but you don't understand failure till you have truly failed. So you can go preach about failure, but you don't understand until you have been through. You don't understand what it means to be knocked out until you have been knocked out before. Otherwise, you've got a great hypothetical, interesting theory. But I've been there. So I think that's the difference where I come from. And I think unless you have those experiences, I can tell you I've done this before. But it's gonna work. Great reasons. And the last thing why I've done really well is very simple. It's because I feel I got nothing to lose. So I have no qualms about dropping something that no longer works. I have zero attachment to anything. Remember, if I have a house, I have zero attachment. So if a method stops working, right, you just kill it. Doesn't matter.
How do you get clients nowadays? Like you run ads or is it organic or
So
referrals?
a bunch of ways they might find me. I give talks, so just like people reach out to me these days. And that's the one thing also. I think funnels in general are dead because people don't behave in a linear fashion. They behave in a fucking like roundabout journey fashion. That's kind of like how people get to know each other, right? And you follow a funnel to follow. Yeah, I met you here, I saw your thing here, I saw this here. And like, people don't even finish watching the whole video. So yeah, I watch your video. Is it they fucking watch your whole thing? Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't watch like a minute of it also. Oh, I saw him here again. Oh my god, I ran into him at 313. It's a roundabout process. So that's a journey, not a funnel. So I think it's really critical to put yourself out there with consistency and do really well. So that online and offline. Offline means a speaking event, could be. Offline, just people just meet up and they talk about you. Hey, you see that Melvin Soh guy? What do you think? And they have good things to say about you. Because that's how normal people behave. Normal people behave by, talking about things, searching things, hanging out with things. It's a normal journey. I don't think funnel works at all because it implies a forced linear process. Used to work before people started, bouncing around different platforms. So it is true. Funnels, I think, I'm not saying a process doesn't work or so, but by isolating and thinking that people know you through a specific website by website funnel, it's nonsense. They wouldn't. They go through a rate and start Googling you. Then they get distracted by your social media, then they like follow you a bit, see your stuff, or they don't. It's gonna be a complicated shit.
How was it like then moving on from previous marketers direction with your partner? Shout out to Josiah Khan.
Yeah.
And who's
I think
the Melvin then versus now.
Yeah, so I think it's really interesting. I did great things together with Joe, and I'll forever be grateful to him also. We are always, I'll be eternally grateful. We had a wonderful time. 8.5 years, made millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. To a degree, he can now have enough money to go and fucking do F&B.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one you sure know. F&B in Singapore is like fucking suicide. I don't understand also. Just like, no, he has told me about the difficulties of it. We used to sell $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 packages, and now you just go and think, Chamon like $6 a cup. I make $30,000, which we used to do for one company. You need to sell 5,000 of these fucking cups. 5,000 divided by 30, right? It's about 200 a day. 200. You want to make 200 cups, and there's 30,000 you spend for one client. So yes, and this embark because God, if God told him to do so. I'm not gonna argue with that, but we had a wonderful time. We learned a lot. I was raw when I first met Joe. We had to learn a lot of things together. Joe was a uni student also, and yeah, it was a great learning process. We went around the world. We did whatever it takes. Whether we had to carry things, just me and him. I have excellent fond memories. Whether he's staying up late at night, even sleeping at his house, waking up early in the morning, going around the world, having to put on events after events, impacting so many people. So it was a wonderful time. And it helped me grow in so many ways that I cannot even imagine. And I'll forever be grateful with the partnership with Joe and the people I worked with before. I think it is great. And that story has come to an end, and we need to respect what Joe wants to do now. He feel that God wants him to sell bubble tea. I think it's ridiculous, but I'm never going to argue all my partner's dreams and desires. He did ask me if I want to join him. I said, fuck no. I don't have a dream bubble tea. Right? And I'm just happy to continue the journey now with Brian. Brian used to be my client. And I think Brian's like amazing and smart. Yeah. And now we are embarking on a new world, AI, content creation, and this feels like X Factor 2.0. Yeah. Really. I think if I did X Factor 1.0 with Joe, and now 2.0 with Brian, seems like somebody wants me to teach shit. I'm quite sure there'll be a 3.0 or 4.0, depending on how the world evolves.
Hopefully. Also, I've done some research about like people you worked with before in the past, and some of them actually became from like peers to, I don't know if you view them as rivals now, competitors. Like they developed their own brand, doing something similar to what you're doing.
It's great.
Like Mark, for example.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. I've spoken at Mark's mastermind. It's amazing. Shout out Mark Teo, shout out Ben Ong, shout out Darius, shout out even my housemate Elvin. But that's the goal. What they paid me for. They paid me so that they can start their own brand and have their own coaching and do it thriving. And those are just an example. Those people paid me before. They are still active. They are growing and doing well. And in fact, they're not even rivals. They are like walking testimonial.
Let's say walking.
Yeah, I just say, hey, you want to see? Let's see where this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the people that look like they're doing the same thing as me. All have one thing in common: me. It's like, do I need a testimonial page, or I just open up their
These are the other alternatives you have. And they are all my students.
Mm.
It's fine. It's great. You know, I say, you can call them. Then I've got great things to say about me. So imagine that every single person who's doing something similar to me, right, has good things to say about me. So it's up to you also. Okay, I would like to say, in some way, it kind of means that I'm kind of the source. If you want to learn from the source, it's great. If you want to learn from them, also okay. I'm happy to have them succeed. That's the thing also. When I'm on calls, right, I let people know I want to work with a certain niche of people. And if you're not in this niche, I will happily recommend you to one of my clients and students. What do you think Mark can help you better? And I'll be the first to do it. We have done it before. Hello, Ben. Mark, I think you should take this person. Really?
Yep.
Because I want to work with people that are in a certain echelon where they want to either be a leader or they are already a leader. So, and usually if they're starting out, I just send them to some of my clients.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because I'm not the best person for people that are the most raw and like that'll make your first 3K online, 5K online. Don't find me.
How about what you see in the space? For example, when you guys met at Kevin's event, when you go for Joshua's events, all of these kind of entrepreneurial business owner kind of type of events, you see mostly male dominated.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a reason for that? What draws a lot of guys to starting their own business over women?
I think there are a lot of female entrepreneurs. I just don't think they come to our fucking events. Females are very funny. And so I tell you something interesting. Which is very funny. I remember I help a lot of female leaders and they want to do recruitment drives and talks. Women are sometimes they want to organize events. They are very female oriented. And they want a common. They don't want guys there. Or they make it like not very male friendly. Which is that funny, right? Actually, if we three did an event and we say no women allowed, man, fuck man, we are on mothership already. We die already. This is misogyny. This guys hate women. But I'm just telling you, this is real facts. Laugh it. You don't hate me, it's facts. But anyway, you hate also fine. It doesn't matter. That shit. They straight up just like, all right, these are all women, men, no men allowed. Actually, they're all female gyms also, by the way. Yeah, just
high demand.
Yeah, they're clear about they don't want men around. Actually, we're gonna start an all male gym. I would say no women allowed. Die. We fucking die and confirm it. Double standard hashtag. But anyway, where was I? Oh yes, our events, right? They don't attend. I'm not saying there are no female entrepreneurs. You know, I mean, you attend some of these. There are a few. Could be largely like male oriented. Could be the fact that there are quite a lot of
Intimidating.
guys around. But I just tell you, there are female oriented events led by women, and you go there. They're all fuck ton of girls. They're sales leaders, sales people, etc. Women just really like attending female friendly events. I just do. So I would not entirely agree with, because I work with a female speaker and this female leader, and the events are packed. And the events don't look like I go there, I look like a fucking alien also. Even though I'm the one who put together marketing and put together all of these also, but I look like the alien person. Like, who the fuck is the guy here? No, really. And you can see a whole ton of girls there. And so,
do you think there's an advantage being a woman or a guy?
I think they're pros and cons. And it's like Pokemon. Which Pokemon can we depend how you use it? Correct. I think there are pros and cons. I think the pros of I think the pros of being a guy. How should I put this? Pros of being a girl. Women look like they have it easy, but society favors a certain look in women. And if you happen to have that look, then good for you. If you don't happen to have the look that society deems, and I say a look, I don't want to say attractive, pretty, because country to country differs, right? In a certain place, there's a certain look that people go for. Depends on race and culture, depends on country. If you have that look, congratulations, you're an attractive female. All roads are you have a road out for you. Remember, not attractive to go to another country is not. And that's the thing. That's why I don't want to say like attractive also, because I truly have friends and clients, and I travel around the world and come from every country. Their degree of attractiveness, what makes a person attractive or not, very subjective. Literally one man or woman's meat is another man's poison. So if you have that look, good luck, because awesome things can happen. But if you don't have that look as a woman, then man, it can be kind of very, very brutal. Because then, yeah, people don't really have time for an unattractive woman. I'm just gonna be really honest. It is the fact. As a man, a large number of us, we don't look very good. We are not a male model. Some of us guys have like fucking good looking, and then there's like
unless you like fucking like really like abject. Then the rest of us belong to like cool or like normal. That's it. Mid. Okay. If you're fucking looking, don't worry. It's like that saying. If you are good, you tell people. If you are great, people tell you. So if you're very good looking, don't worry. Everyone will tell you what. So right now you get reflect. Has anyone told you you're good looking? Answer no. If no, right, you mid. Okay. Because if you fugly, people also tell you what. Hey, you fugly, or like you know, even you think you're ugly also. So as long as it's not fugly, cool. If you're handsome, people tell you. If no one tell you, you mid. Okay, that's it. So what happens if you're mid? If you're mid, right, then you realize, okay, that's cool. But then the good news, right, is there are things that we can do to really accentuate ourselves, our career, our charisma, our confidence, our value, etc. So it's like, bro, you know, in the mirror, okay, this is what I got. But you know, a beautiful thing, I can build upon this. And you can turn yourself from mid all the way to really good looking and attractive via the work you do on yourself. And I see in general that when a man does this, his LTV, lifetime value, quite long. So society is very nice to women when they are young. When they're young and attractive. Now we gotta highlight these two things. When you're young and not attractive, fucking nasty. Right? I'm quite sure there are girls who do not fall in the convention of attractive, but they don't get what hot girls get. Hot, once again, depending on societal context. Some be like a nice ass, some be like long legs, some be like a certain look. You know, a meaty in one country is attractive. Fucking skinny in another country is attractive. The switch don't work out. But if you happen to have that look, it's fucking great for a while. Remember, society likes young and attractive girls. For as long as they're attractive, cool. But for as long as they're young, cool. But you're not young forever. And there's a switch. The day you become not as young anymore, then you realize that light dims. And it's brutal. I'm not saying this to either highlight or demean any gender. I'm just stating the fact, which is the fact that it is great. If you're 18 to 28, as a young, attractive girl, amazing. But you will realize that you will find out after 30, it's like, the light shines lesser. At 40, the light shines lesser. So remember, whereas it is what it is. But during those 10 years of prime, fucking amazing. You know, see, there's nothing to do with people treat you very, very nice. You know, and then for every other age later, then it gets like harder. So, you know, this is how society has really been with girls. As a guy, you might have the harder part at the start. No, nobody has time. Man, all women have time for a young broke man. Nobody has time. You're 21 years old, you dumb, you broke, you're scum. It's scum. But as you build yourself up to become a successful, high-value man, that one can last quite long. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, it still cannot. But there's a process also. So is it good or bad? I don't know. This is the reality of the genders. You know, I'm not saying one is better than the other. And in a way, you cutting off your dick and trying to be a chick also doesn't change. If you want to be a chick, then you got to play that game. You know, so I don't know, man. It's like, is any of these good or bad? I know it's a card that you have been dealt. That's it. You know, you can choose your Pokemon, which one better. So every Pokemon got pro and con. So you gotta know how to use whatever you have got. If you want to stay in the gender you are, then you just accept this is the reality I have. If you're a young girl watching this, then you just accept this is the game it is. I'm not trying to make up the game. I didn't ask me to do this to you. You know it's true. Then you just got to play your cards correctly. If you play your cards wrongly and you're the wrong side of it, then you also realize the light doesn't shine as big. And as a guy, you got to play your cards correctly. You young, broke, nobody got time for you. I was there. Nobody had time for me. Girls didn't have time for me. Men didn't have time for me. Nobody had time for me. You know, so once again, you got to build yourself.
What's your typical client profile, like ideal client profile, and also like what would like ideal client journey look like working with you?
Yeah, the ideal client profile is somebody straight up, right? It's either they're a leader or want to be a leader. I only want to work with leaders. I had the realization that there was a mission that I have. I want to work with people that want to do big things, make big money, have big impact also. And so on the client call, it's not really even a sales call. It's are you a big person kind of call. If I don't sense it, then I don't suggest working together. Because it's going to be a nightmare. I don't even care about like the money part also. Nothing worse than taking money from a person that does not have the same goals and ambition. It's a nightmare. It only results in regret or refund. You know, so that's the first thing. So, but if they have that also, then we get on and we kind of very quickly establish what plan they have and what are the obstacles also. And the whole process is getting them to follow a plan that will get them to a big place, or helping them overcome the challenges that they have in their way. Usually psychological, emotional, mental, not always knowledge gap.
Let's say they have that confidence gap right now. How do you get them to build confidence? Like even for
First step,
dating
first
as
step.
well.
It's always first step.
Mm.
You know, just go and fucking do it. Most of the fear is imagined.
Mm.
Because the point they're fucking. So even they fear because like, you know, bad things happen. They fear despite not doing it. It's like, no, and I've been there, right? We are scared, and our fears are unfounded. So I will understand if you did something failed, and then you might have a trauma about it. But you never ever try, then you have a lot of fear, a lot of certainty that it wouldn't work. Then where the fuck you get it from? Why are you so certain? Like, man, I haven't eaten this chicken rice, but I know it sucks. Where the fuck you get the certainty from? Right? Oh man, people talk about it. You can ask them. They eat before. Most of them never eat before.
Mm.
So now we have an opinion, right? That's not based on any evidence. So must be very careful about that.
And if they try and then they fail and then they're from a down place, or even for yourself, how do you come out? How do you bounce back?
We can learn every single time. Remember, it's our first time doing. We learn, we experiment. We are living in the age of FAFO. Fuck around and find out. Not in the way where, you know, you can do stupid things and then you get punched in the face. But we are in the age of, you know, where we experiment. This is business. This is not fucking school. No answer key then. Okay, so you gotta fuck around and find out. No, you send, okay, they don't reply. Maybe one person reply. What did we do there that was different? They call and find out. You know, it's experimental. You know, we gotta do experiment. We gotta go out there, put it out there. We gotta let all the fucking school thinking that too many people or us have. But fuck around and find out. And through the experimentation, you learn lessons. When it don't work, you learn lessons. When it work, you learn lessons. You know, most of us are so fucking fearful also. Too much fucking school. Fail too many exams. Too much trauma. That's why, like, fundamentally, right, I love learning, but I do not like school. School, all the people come out very square one. Really? Very square, very fearful, don't want to do anything. Just like, man, it's like, oh my God, it's like so stiff. You know, and just go out there and give it a shot. What's the worst that happened? Right? But too much school, no, I cannot. I need to see. Oh man, horrible.
You adopt a very like stoic philosophy when it comes to these kind of things.
Mm.
I think your energy doesn't increase and dip very intensely as most people would. How did you instill this for yourself? Or are you into philosophy yourself and you found this kind of techniques to be effective for you?
You can have the best moment in what otherwise is a rough day. Have a rough moment in what otherwise is the best day. Yeah.
Perspective.
You know, things can turn real quick. So it's like, you know, I think that's really critical also.
Mm.
On top of the world, that was when I got divorced.
Mm.
Things can turn real fucking fast. And they can turn around real fucking fast. So I think being prepared for whatever comes is very important. Mentally prepared. Then just flow like with it.
What grounds you? What creates that flow? What's your non-negotiables you do every day?
I think this is where, you know, the ice baths, the breathing, the biohacking, and all of these kind of things they are useful. And at the end of the day, right, I remind myself about like, I'm still gonna do this. You know, I'm still gonna do this. There's that commitment to the mission. This is what I'm gonna do. If today is a good day, tomorrow I still gonna do it. If it's a bad day, tomorrow I still gonna do this. You know, and the ups and downs, it doesn't matter. I am not bounded by the image. I'm not bounded by the reputation. I want a reputation of delivering value and being that. I'm not bounded by like perfection. I don't have to upkeep a particular image. I think that's the best thing I've done for myself. What are you going to do? Are you homeless? I say homeless. I got different houses, but you know, in a way, I don't really a home that I consider. You know, I don't have a watch. I don't have a car. I don't have to upkeep like, oh my God, this kind of image. So if you fail. In fact, I upkeep an image of like, it is okay to fail. So if it fails, it's a great story. If it succeeds, it's a great story. And tomorrow when it succeeds or doesn't, then if it succeeds, the show goes on. The show will continue to go on for a long time. It doesn't matter. Good day, bad day, tomorrow, come back again, man. You know, and you don't come on good days only. You can't every day, bro. And so that's the key. Way back tomorrow. And tomorrow. And tomorrow. The long fucking journey, man. Doesn't matter. So if you're back tomorrow, then you just have a more steady approach to it. You gotta understand that. Because it's like, you know, today's the greatest day ever. Well, motherfucker, we're back tomorrow. Same time.
For sure.
So it's like,
What's like a typical day or week like for you?
This kind of stuff is like, it's like typical. We shoot, we share, we study, we work, we chill, we eat well, we biohack every day. Like I said, just now I had a realization that doing public holiday. I haven't had a holiday in like forever. I understand. Maybe I need some therapy also, it's fine. But I don't understand what it's like to go on a holiday. So I can rest more. But actually before I came here, I did my sauna and ice bath already. I wanted to come like a good state.
Mindset. Ready. Yeah.
I might do it later. Again, I got fucking vouchers that can allow me to go and do it. It's just part and parcel. It's just things I do. I used to take picture every time I do ice bath. Now I don't also. You take picture when you brush your teeth. You don't, right? It's just like you just do it part and parcel. Correct? So I just don't. I just I just do it every day. I don't even advertise that I do it. So I just like, you shower, you take picture. Like you sleep, you take picture. Hey, I'm sleeping now. Don't, right? Because it's just what you do every day. So it's just what I do. I do my breathing. I do my routines. I used to write a lot about it. Oh my God, look at me. I'm doing breathing exercises now. Now I'm just like, that's what I do. Yeah, so, and every day is a day. We do the work, we have time to chill. It's not excessively like, oh my God, that is most fucking intense day. Some days are intense as well. But I still find the time to read and chill because why? Tomorrow we're going to do it again. But fucking thing is a lifelong marathon.
What's the most difficult client or case that you've had?
I think these days it's very easy. I refund them also. You see, difficult got two kinds also. Difficult means they are a piece of shit or they are challenging to work with. Challenging to work with, I'm fine. Piece of shit, refund instantly. We had one last time when I was with Joe, a Malaysian fella came on and started scolding my team member. It should be refunded.
Right.
They're just like unnecessary, is rude as fuck. They refund. Yeah, so but then difficult to deal with. I would say I really don't consider them difficult. I just think that, they ask a lot of different questions. I support them through the process. As long as it's hard. Just because their skill level or their mental emotional level is not at a certain level. That's why they pay for coaching, right? Right? You're not come in for a boxing class and look at you, hey man, you suck. Hey bro, you suck, that's why you come out. And if you're so good, you don't need me. Think about it. But if you're part, if you're the character, then just fucking do it. But the worst is like, they don't really want to be helped, then that's harder.
Self-defeating kind of clients.
Yeah, but then now I want to make sure that we don't have and talk to these people even on the call.
You screen them.
Yeah. Because I want a PHP life. Peaceful, happy, profitable. PHP. Peaceful, happy, profitable.
Do you still take all your sales calls and do it everything yourself?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes Brian, my partner, does it. We are looking for other people to do it eventually. But but I like it also. I don't even call it a sales call.
Yeah.
More importantly, I mean, most of the time, like I said, when they call, you have a good impression of you. They kind of want to do it already. They just have some questions. But it's more for me to determine whether I want to spend a long time talking to these people. I call it the midnight test also. So sometimes I talk to clients in the middle of the night. So my thought process is very simple. I see your face, you call me in the middle of the night, 12:30, when you talk. Am I excited, neutral, or disgusted? If I'm not at least excited or neutral, and I'm like, that I don't think. There'll be people before. They come out and just like, oh wow, I don't talking to this motherfucker, like,
Pisses me off.
like I just like. Let's see, think about it. So if I'm not your biggest champion, and the thought of talking to you, right, you taste the shit out of me. Why am I coaching you?
Yeah.
I gotta see your face. I can't see your face. I probably should not be the one for you. Think about it.
What about the other processes? Like you mentioned about AI and stuff. How much do you let AI do the work when you do the work?
I
How do you use AI?
I think AI to create images and videos is fucking amazing. I think AI to take over entire writing is not good. Because it makes you stupid. I was talking to the AI guy. I paid him for 3-4 hours of his time. We had a very intimate, not like a course or webinar, just an intimate chat about AI. And he was very concerned about AI brain rot. About how people either worship AI, some of them even flirt with AI. And I think it's very concerning. OpenAI just now got erotica AI, So now got AI to talk dirty to you. Like, how fucked up is that? And so when that happens also, people start to, it fucks the human brain up also. Because you get lazy, you get horny, you are easily stimulated, you don't use your own brain, you have zero critical thinking. And basically you are dumb. And I think, and if you're writing and producing things and you don't even use any brain also, I think
is a huge problem. So I choose to write my own content. Because I think words have energy. More importantly, I'm doing it for myself. I want to keep myself. I noticed it also. I wrote a post about it. I was using AI for quite a while, right? Then my ability to write just like literally started to decline.
Yeah,
I look at the screen that I cannot. It used to be flow. Then I say, fuck it, I don't want to do this already. So I then for like a month, I just went to write everything on my own. And the ability came back. So I'm doing it because why? I want to represent myself versus this is some fucking Claude, ChatGPT shit. So you know that when you read something, it's from me. And second of all, I'm doing it for me. If I do it for you, I do it for me. This is why. But to create images and think, I don't give a shit. I'm not a fucking designer. I don't care. It's not really. You prompt it well, the shit that comes out is pretty good. So I think for graphics and video, do it. Or many other things also. Processing and analyzing things, amazing also. But so it's very important to choose some areas to use it for, and some areas to not use it. And definitely don't fucking talk dirty to AI. See, Sam Altman running out of ideas. This one, the moment you go down the porn route, you're running out of ideas away. Yeah. This is a top signal.
Let's say one is leading like a sales team. How do you like promote a sense of culture, ownership, motivation amongst everyone?
Number one, hire hungry people. Okay, so you don't go in and make people hungry. Hire hungry people first. Number two, hire people that have a drive, have a reason. They want to prove something. They want their family to have a better life. Hunger is the most important. Desire, and they believe in your mission. Don't come in and make people hungry. And always remember, if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. Which means that if you see this person and you cannot tell whether they're hungry, that's probably no. Well, what I say no? If you sit at the poker table and you don't know who the sucker, you are the sucker. So if you look at the person and you can't tell whether they're hungry or not, chances are no. You understand, right? Because well, if it's hungry, you can tell one. It's fucking blindingly obvious. So that's the first key. Yeah, they're hungry, people they have a desire, but they want to achieve great things. That's the first key. Then you teach them the skill, they believe in your product also. Right? And they really see it not as money, but also as a mission and message. Remember MMM? Money, mission, and message also. Right? They want to make a lot of money, cool. They feel that, it's a mission, like, we are really helping people and I have a message I want to share. Because then energy is different. If it's purely money, right, it's very aggressive, like just suck money in. So these people make the best kind of sales people. They believe strongly in getting a client to invest and enroll because it will help them. Not just doing it for the com check. Now, if you don't even get a hungry person, they don't even fucking do it for the com check. Yeah, don't do for what? They do for salary. Oh God, that's worse one, more salesperson. Well, I don't understand. Okay, MMM, message, mission, and money. And so and at the end of the day, our job is to get the best out of them. To guide them through ups and downs. You want to know the number one way salespeople fuck up? I teach a lot of financial people. The number one way that makes a person fuck up, right, is a breakup. Every time a person has a breakup, they don't need to sell for 3-4 months. Right? Minimum. Unless it's a breakup that is like toxic, and then like, get this fucker out of my life. Then that one usually they do well. So a small percentage of people do really well after a breakup. Large percentage are useless after divorce or breakup. Fucking gone. Know why? Because sales, you transfer energy. And you can't transfer what you don't have. So if you're in a bad state, you can't even get out of bed, are you crying? The hard sell, you don't sell. You wouldn't follow up with leads, you wouldn't shoot content, you wouldn't follow up. Sales presentations are go through the motions. You're like the walking dead. Sure that I've been there also. And I've seen a lot of financial advisors been there also. And salespeople also. So I tell them, hey, make sure you date and fuck good people. You challenging relationship, you die already. Affects your entire ability.
I've seen you coach this, I think, 19-year-old guy talking about, how
AI.
Yeah, he was doing some sales and he was trying to automate that as well. What are some things that you see for yourself that when you talk about energy transfer that AI will not, or you will not delegate to AI?
I think any form of human interaction. I think AI is good for certain stages when you want to provide the client information, stuff like this, book a call, appointment setting. These kind you will use. I think delivery experiences, going scaling the unscalable, like Gary Vee or even Hormozi have thought about it. Scaling the unscalable is like, like today this is unscalable, right? Because why? Because I have to show up in person. Because AI, but you don't want to have a podcast with AI, man? No, right? So I mean, going and eating with a client, eating with a team member, sending people a personal gift, handwriting a gift. These are not scalable, right? But these are very important. You wouldn't want an AI to do it. Like, you won't want to interview an AI. I don't want to send an AI, even if you have robotics, or humanoid robots also. I don't want to send them to go and talk to my team member or my partner, right? So these are things that cannot be done. Customized experiences, gifts, the unscalable, a phone call, that to care. These are all things that you don't want to outsource to an AI. Which also means that everything that's not this kind of fucking thing you want to outsource to an AI. Analysis, churning, data. Just use an AI to go and do.
Does that come into your fear of AI disrupting everything and taking over like rudimentary basic jobs?
I think it will. I think it has already started. I think governments are trying to hold the full implementation of AI back, because then it will just mean that a lot of people are jobless. It's not that they cannot, but they don't want to just let it fucking full run, because then they were 8% joblessness as well. And that's not good for government elections. If they could, they would. So I think what we'll see is eventually corporate efficiency and government inefficiency. Those governments are the ones pushing education system. And it's not just Singapore government. And so the education system, who will value the uni degree you have next time? Certainly not fucking business people. It's the government. So it's like you promote, you value the only government. It's like a Ponzi scheme. I issue, I receive. I issue, I receive. Only in this place then we value this. So it is going to be a concern. Massive concern. Because everyone else that operates by the free market principle will just be like, this is nonsense. You're not going to participate in this also. So if just business efficiency, government inefficiency, because they need to keep the jobs for the less skilled. So there's something to do. But I don't know how long they can hold a tight back for.
Especially the elderly, when I show my parents some of the AI videos, they can't even differentiate now what's going on.
It's massively problematic. And so I think that's why. And then I believe that AI development will come in such a way that eventually it will be a problem. Human beings are not very good at following dangers, rules, and constraints. Never watched Jurassic Park. Tell you not to do, they all go and do them. Never watched Terminator. They all fucking follow instructions. Human beings exist. And we are the seeds of our own self-destruction. Tell you not to go, they especially want to go. It's a reverse psychology. I think can access every room except that room. That's the number one room you want to go inside. So I tell you, you don't do you sure go there. Okay,
Some like daily rituals that a salesperson can do like to keep up his energy every day, health-wise. And
I think let's start metaphysical before physical. Metaphysical is please go and work in a company. Please look in the mirror and discover, do you have a mission? Do you have a message? Do you have drive? If you don't, it's a nightmare also. So in fact, you probably should work on that before you talk about skills. Or skills without this metaphysical stuff is a fucking nightmare. So like, go and work on yourself. What's your motivation? What's your drive? You're a man, a woman, how can I be the best person I can be possible? Work on that. Super important. And then afterwards, go and find a company that you're proud to represent. Find a comp plan that rewards you. Find a person that you're happy to share with people. Genuinely believe in it. It's very, very important. So that comes first also. Otherwise, right, the rituals will not get the best out of you, because it's kind of like you ask me, I'm in a toxic relationship. What breathing routines can I do? I not feel better. I said, I don't know if you feel better. So you got to fix the functional first, right? So at least like yourself, like the company, like the comp plan, be in a place where good things can happen. First thing. Then afterwards, then we just slowly fucking talk about getting rituals, right? I think a salesperson eat right, or live right, do routines is about energy. Cleanse yourself on negative people. Go into every call with preparation, understanding. Critical. It is a lot about energy. It's not about script. Yeah, about energy. And energy is the answer, right? It's very simple. Have you ever flipped out on somebody because you were in a bad state? Say some shit you regret. And then you go and think also, have you ever had somebody like come to you and say some shit also, or like a bad situation, but you were in a much better state? You handle it with calm and grace, even nonchalance. Man, it's all okay. What's the difference?
State.
Your fucking state. So if you're in the wrong state, oh man, you can do great damage. Low problem, you can make big. But if you're in a good state, a big problem, you can make no problem. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's like, emotional state is really critical. If you're a girlfriend, on days, they come to a huge problem, but you're in a good state, say, let me handle this. When you're in a bad state, oh my God, it can't be, no, you make a problem because you're in a bad state. Oh my God, then now you cause yourself a great fucking problem. There's a lesson here. Watch the state, man. Just a transfer of state. No words. Yep. You're in a bad state, they say everything, then you either go depressed, you go angry, that call is over already, done. You're flip out there, what the fuck you mean? Oh, I'm dying. You know, so management state, that's why I always tell people, if you want to do great things, you gotta simplify your life, man. You spend all your time quarreling with your girlfriend or your spouse or your husband. Life is complicated, you drink a lot, got degenerate habits, never sleep well, stressed. Well, fuck up yourself, man. That's why you're not calm, you're not steady.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, I think Ben also talks about state. Maybe he probably learned it from you.
I know. I mean, it could be. I talk a lot about it. I'm happy to see him cover some of the ideas that we covered before. He represents a lot of beginner financial advisors. That's not my market. So, I mean, someone needs to teach. Shut up, Ben. Oh, him. And think about it. There's a great testimony. K plus making about 10-15K a month. Now he's a millionaire already. Millionaire in terms of net worth, and not just his business. Shout out. Proud of him. Look at that. This is one example. I produce a lot of young millionaires. I'm very proud of that. You can ask anybody else whether they produce actual young millionaires. I produce quite a fair number who shoot me videos and say, "Thank you, Mel. I'm now become a millionaire because of you." People that. So it's like, that's fucking great, man. Nobody else has that. No one else in the entire, I think, Asia. At least in the English-speaking market. In Chinese market, in Malaysia. But English-speaking market, I am like, without a doubt. Without a doubt. So I'm not like being aggressive or competitive, but it's just the fact. So I produce the most number of these kind of people.
Then when you mention state, how you are now feeling, the highs versus maybe like 6-7 years ago. The day-to-day, the stress, not having enough, thinking about when to make paycheck.
Yeah.
How was that like? Quarreling with family, maybe even about
6-7 years ago, I mean, ironically, I might even say that I have more stress these days than 6-7 years. 6-7 years ago, right? I was finally making money. I was finally making money after not making money for a while. So even the now retrospectively small amount of money came in, was like, oh my God. But now it's like, I guess my goals are bigger. So I'm also like rather contented sort of type. And I don't know. It's like last time you didn't make much money, you make $1,000, and then your first 10K come in, you're happy. And now, I mean, I know I could make like hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. I just see like, wow, man, it's only 50K.
What about going through some of the maybe things that were not so good in terms of energy, temper? And I know you've spoke about this on your story before also, about going through some friction, especially with your mom,
Oh yeah. I think it's very important for people to do any kind of work, unless you have like the world's best fucking childhood also. My mom didn't have a great childhood herself. She had very bad relationship with her own mom, and she was not in a good space. I don't think admittably she was a very good mother, at least during the period of time. I think she tried her best. Retrospectively, I can see it. I don't think she was very qualified to be a mom on time. I don't think that's why I think I'm so big on like parents like studying how to be good parents. Also, if you fuck your kid up, then you attend a lot of personal development class to undo the damage that you. So I know because my mom did care, but at the same time she would tell me every day that she wished she never had, like 4-5 times a day from young. Like like every day she would repeat, you fuck up my freedom, you fuck up my life. I wish I never had you. I wish I bought you. I was like, hey man, I never fuck this guy. That was my dad. You fuck, what the fuck? Hey, not my problem, right? Like shit, I never fuck you. What the hell? Why tell me? And yeah, I don't think she was very mentally stable at that point in time. She chased around me and my brother with a knife and like scissors, and yeah, it was actually quite crazy. She was nuts. Yeah, so I think it was challenging. I think therefore unprocessed trauma leads to generational,
for sure,
passed down,
for sure, habits.
Yeah, and I didn't. Clearly, if people tell from young, I want to kill you every day, and then like beat the shit out of you on a frequent basis, can't blame me for not having a great relationship with her. But eventually I learned about forgiveness and a whole bunch of things, and these days we have a much better relationship. I'm determined to make sure that that's well.
How did you communicate the past traumas with her?
Oh no, I did go and have some conversations with her on like, why she did these things. I also learned about forgiveness also. As I'm in a position where my parents are around, so we can have a conversation to maybe move forward and forgive. Some people got to do it and the parents are gone.
Yeah, that's true.
But I asked her before, I say, what do all of these things to me last time? And she told me a lot of things that I never knew about her own childhood, anything she went through. I saw in front of me, not a malicious person, but a flawed person. Malicious means I'm now very fucky if I found. Flawed means she also got a lot of issues. I think, I also got a lot of issues. Everybody got a lot of issues. And she tried her best. And also, like, when you want to label a person, you don't see the great things that they've done. True. So she remind me, hey man, I did do some of these things. I thought, that's kind of fair. That's kind of fair. Good point. Good point. Then I'm just like, okay. So I see now a traumatized, damaged person. Who's doing the best she can. Not excellent, but doing the best she can as a parent.
This might sound a bit fucked up to say, but without that trauma as well, you wouldn't be the person that you are today. Maybe even not as successful, not as driven. Right?
Yeah,
You think it gives you a superpower?
I mean, I think about it like, 7 years of that, then at the same time, I also have to deal with this kind of stuff. I think, yeah, it probably has great adversity quotient. But I also think it is yes and no. My ability to endure all sorts of pain and hardship is exceptionally high. But it probably is a contributing factor of why I work so much and have a home.
Sure.
But it's side by side. Maybe I like David Goggins like that. He clearly is not mentally right. You see his face, I know him, I know he's not mentally right. It's very clear. But at the same time, I mean, that's probably why he's able to do a lot of these wonderful things. So now that you talk about it, it's not just the 7 years, we always talk about those. But it's also probably prior to that. True. It's not very particularly loving family. So pretty much a very reward based. It's like, get good grades, you come back. You don't get good grades, please don't come back. So I just felt like, okay, my ticket to stay in this place was great. So it's like it's almost like sales. It's like, motherfucker, you back pocket, otherwise your ass is out. Yes. So I got to study so that I can stay on there. So do I feel like now they mention it, it's probably what? Wow, that was 18, 19, 20 plus 7. No? Yes, I do need therapy.
But I guess having that conversation and going through the motions with her, understanding her,
I brought her on a cruise.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. Last time like a few times we before I travel and stuff, it's just it wasn't good. But for me now to bring her on a cruise, to pay like thousands and thousands of dollars, spend 5-6 days with her in close proximity.
I feel damn good, right?
Okay, great. I was like, come on guys, let's go and do everything that is ridiculous. Cruises are a stupid price. They have the thing that goes up, that extend out. Then have to do 360. I think 10 minutes, $150. US, by the way. US $150. Go up, go out. 10 minutes. Yeah, per person $150. I said, no problem, man. Let's go fucking do it. Let's take some debit. So I don't want to do it again. I'll do it again with then maybe we do longer. So think about it.
That's nice.
That's why I don't even want to see them.
Yeah.
It's like, the thought of going back to Chinese New Year, I don't fucking want to go back. Now I'm like, hey, want to go on cruise? Let's go on holiday together, man. And a great time. I love the fact that they have a great time. It's just you know what? They're not perfect people. I'm not a perfect person. Fuck it. Everybody getting older. We don't forget. Quite forget. But you're gonna die eventually. Fuck it. What we gonna do? Bring up shit from 1980 something, 1990 something. How long we gonna talk about this? That's one. He's 70. What are we gonna do? Bitch about the past or so? Real bitchy behavior. Remember 20 years ago you did this? Okay.
Strong mindset to have. What about like the tattoos that you got? Do they tell a story?
Yeah,
behind it?
this is what really makes you happy, which I started the entire conversation today talking about, like, the discovery of the soul. That's really my entire message also, the discovery of the soul. Everybody has a thing that's inside them, but are you courageous enough to go and dive and find out? If you're not, then there's gonna be a problem. And I managed to do that for myself. This part says feel, not think. Feel, it's the same message. You got to feel what you truly want within yourself, and not like just think. Thinking a lot of the times is conditioning. I'm not advocating people to be irrational, but think about it. Most of the thoughts are conditioned thoughts.
Biased.
Yeah, they are biased, and I know it's conditioned because I go from country to country, and I can tell you that different countries have different thought processes. They have different thought processes. So whatever is acceptable here in Singapore is different in Malaysia, it's different in Philippines, it is different in Thailand, it's different in Hong Kong, it is different in China. Then when you go to these places, you start questioning who created this social construct. Because remember, here what you don't question is someone else's like, we don't do that here. You start to realize, hey, but this social constructing is nonsense. It's rubbish. It's man-made. There's no social construct. That's why. How do you know it's none? Well, every country got different. You realize there's no law. Only like whoever is elected, then they consider law. You look at the US also, like one person consider law, another person is no more law. There's no law, and it's just whoever is power makes some shit up. But that's it. So don't be so constrained by what you think is yes and legal and right and wrong also. I'm not saying all behavior, but I'm just saying, hey man, to some degree, don't be thinking in the box. That's what you think is right. Another person can come into power and just dismiss it entirely. Then the next person put it back. This is the thing, this is law shit is nonsense. Law is just created by whoever is in power. Usually to serve them.
I guess a starting up business owner who's like, maybe making six figures, like, would you have any, like, maybe top 3 pieces of advice for him to scale further?
Starting out business
Yeah. So let's just say wanting to scale into 6 figures.
I say, starting out and scaling to 6. What is it? This person might be very successful. Because these two things don't always go hand in hand. So let me answer the question for starting out first. I think starting out, the most important thing is whether you scale or not, you just need a product market fit. That's the most important. It's not about marketing. Like people, whether they want your shit. You never know till you test it out. And you have to adjust and pivot and find and reach a point where eventually people tell you and prove to you via payment that they want your shit. That's the best. Until you have that right, where product market fit in terms of like whether they want to buy and whether you can deliver and whether it's like worth the money. You don't have that, you have a fucking problem. Yeah, because it's like you're advertising, but you're making people buy something they don't want to buy. It's a problem. So you gotta have product market fit first. Once you have product market fit, right, then you know that every advertising dollar you invest, net return. That's good. And I think at the start you need to know how to sell. You need to be familiar with every part of the business, and you need to know how to sell a vision also. Because at the start when you're making money, then you don't have a lot of money to pay people. So if you don't have money, you best sell dream. Very well. Entrepreneurship is a big task. Product design, delivery, marketing, sales, leadership. All of these skills are tested. Very important.
Last question. KL market for you? I see you going there quite a lot. I think a lot of people have questions about that. You addressed it. So I'm going there next week also. But
KL
it's doing me. Yeah?
KL is an interesting place. Okay, there are different. No, if you go there for tech, it's very different. KL is an interesting market also because in Singapore, by racial harmony, you also speak KL not so much. Chinese people speak Chinese. Indian people speak Tamil. Malay people speak Malay. There are people that speak English also. And could be of any race or may expats also. And that's a certain market. So and they look like across the causeway, but they behave very differently from Singaporeans. They buy differently. Chinese people buy differently than Singaporeans. In fact, sometimes they don't like Singaporeans also. Because at least in my experience with the Chinese market, they are more relational. They're more 亲切, more relation based also.
Yeah.
Singaporeans go there and be like, okay, I got money, got a lot of result, give me money now. And they're like, no, this fucking people. So I went there to adjust the way I pitch, adjust the way I sell. It's very important. So when you go into a brand new space, it's just a question about culture. When I go around Asia and speak, things is different, Thailand is different, Malaysia is different, Singapore is different. And it really is a test of adaptability. Japan is different. And so I go every country and I use that as a unique test for myself on whether I can really adapt really rapidly, adapt to a country's culture. So that's a test I have for myself. I must say I've done that really well. This is one of the things that I haven't spoken about also. In terms of I don't want to say a flex star, but it's like, okay, if you can come close to doing what I've done in Singapore, but don't forget it. I've done it in 5-6 different places on a very regular basis. So it's like, so I think I have achieved some really interesting, use the word incredible, but interesting things. Because if people just come close to what I've done here, which is okay, well, if you can make at least like half of my client list or so. So don't forget, I do a thing in KL, Philippines, Japan, and many others. So it's like, and I've also done the kids world also.
when I was starting out, I toured around the world 2008 to 2016. Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Thailand, Bali, Vietnam, even Stanford in the US. So I can teach also. I can really teach. I used to do this kids super camp for 10 days long. From morning to midnight. So I can teach. So we never even start talking about the fact that I actually am pretty good at teaching in terms of education, and that helps delivery also. So I think I've gone through a lot also. I've learned a lot.
I'll go rapid fire now.
Sure.
So you can just answer as quickly as possible. Best country you've been to?
Wow. Serious. Not very rapid fire.
Huh?
It's always based on the person.
Top of the head.
Of recent, I've enjoyed going to
Japan. Worst
Oh.
country?
Singapore. Personal preference, Don't get upset, Personal preference.
I can feel it.
Singapore is I feel a fantastic place. I'm not ungrateful. Singapore is a great place for expats. Expats love Singapore.
Orderly, clean.
Singapore is not really meant for Singaporeans anymore. Singaporeans are the ones that are going to suffer here. Expats will love it. Singaporeans, not so much. But you know what? The funny thing is when you go to Malaysia, we fucking Singaporeans that move there, right?
Yeah.
Love it.
Love.
The Malaysians are like, this place sucks. So I don't know. Maybe every fucking country, right? The home people are the ones that get fucked. Then all the other people that move in, they love it. I was like, it was great. The Malaysian people are like, fuck, this sucks. I get out of this place. I was like, yeah, that sounds like me in Singapore.
Let's say you see a really hot girl right now. What's your approach? What's your pickup line?
I think my life is quite full here. So
No approach.
no pickup line. I mean, if there was something interesting, I'll go up and it has to be something that catch my eye. I'm not trying to really pick up people. I got no really time to do much already. So I mean, if I sense a genuine connection, I just go up and talk about that one thing that I sense about genuine connection with no attachment also. I don't need a number. I'm not looking for like pussy or sex or anything. Just go up and talk. If something happen. Something don't happen, don't happen. It's okay. I'll just let it be. But if there's something that catches my eye, I will talk specifically about the thing that catches my eye. But I'm not going up there and be like, man, this is an opener to get a number, because I'm very busy here, bro.
Yeah. Fair enough. Toughest question time. Now, I know you're a menu fan also. Postcodes or rank gigs?
Ooh, postcodes. Because rank is quite a problematic behavior.
Okay. Gigs or schools? Gigs or schools? Gigs or Gerard?
Gerard, I don't like this for a very simple reason. He went fuck his brother's wife. I think they were a bit generate. They one not right, bro. So they one just cannot, bro. They one not right. So Gerard, even though I like gigs for a lot of wonderful things that he has done.
Gerard or De Bruyne?
De Bruyne?
Yeah.
Oh, De Bruyne, without doubt. De Bruyne is some of the loveliest passing you've ever seen.
De Bruyne or Kaká?
Ooh. Oh, still De Bruyne. Even though Kaká's dribbling is silky, but De Bruyne is like, I watch a lot of De Bruyne clips. When I'm in the gym, when I'm on the cardio machine, I watch a lot of De Bruyne clips. De Bruyne passing is fucking sick.
De Bruyne or Zidane?
Oh, Zidane. I own a lot of Zidane jerseys. I own the Real, I own a lot of Zidane jerseys.
Zidane or Neymar?
Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Zidane, of course. Neymar's not really that great after. Neymar's a wasted talent.
Zidane or Messi?
Messi in terms of skill, but I still pick Zidane, personal preference.
Zidane or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo. Because I think Ronaldo is more than a football. Ronaldo's a symbol, and he will continue to be a symbol of what happens when not bad talent meets incredible determination and preparation. And Ronaldo is not a footballer. Ronaldo is a symbol. Yeah. So and I think more so than ever before. Right now he's a symbol. Because we're all saying must quit by 35. Ronaldo show you quit at 35, but you never take care of yourself.
40.
That's why you are fucking you are lazy. Nobody say you need to quit at 35. Because so he's not a footballer. He's a symbol. And I think he should play on for at least another 2-3 more years. Because then he will shatter. Then next time people all just go, hey, come on now, we can play until 43 years. Like Tom Brady. Because Brady played until 45. So it becomes a symbol. Because then it shifts everyone's mindset. But he used to accept the fact that everyone needs to retire at 34, 35, you're done. You'll play 2 more years, play 6. Now we accept the fact that if you quit at 34, at 35, you just need to take care of yourself.
100%. I was going to ask you R9 or Cristiano, but I think it's quite clear.
Who?
R9? The other
R9.
original Ronaldo.
R9 is way more skillful, but wasted talent also. Brazilians seem to be a lot of wasted talent. Really. Minus Kaká. Kaká did pretty well. But a lot of it are wasted talent. Adriano, Rivaldo did really well. Adriano, R9, and Neymar also. A lot of wasted talent. Last time there was a guy called Robinho also.
Yeah.
All wasted talent. But skill level ridiculous. God seems to bless the fucking place of Brazil with like outrageous soccer talent. But they're all like mentality.
Okay. Well, thanks so much, Melvin, for coming onto the podcast. Where can they find you? Can you drop some of your
Sure. You can actually, people ask me how they can find out more about me. You go to Google and type Melvin Soh. So then you get the YouTube lah, you get the IG. IG is the great Melvin Soh. YouTube. Yeah, you actually just go Google and type Melvin Soh. I just like every page is mine also. Minus one guy from Continental Steel, but I think it's quite clear to see which one is me, which is not.
Sure. And last thing is future events that you want to check out, like get them check out. Or
Yeah, I think you can follow me on IG. Then from there, and then if I came out, I was talking about doing more sharing events, workshops. Just I will advertise it.
Awesome. Great.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
guys.
so much. No.
Just